Well, the castle's 108 years old. It was originally built as an orphanage and an old folks' home by the Knights of Pythias. It was a bit of a perk to their membership. If you die, if one of the members died young, their children could be cared for here, or they could spend out their elder years here. But then the military took it over in World War II, and they were the longest owners. They owned it for a good 50 years. And a small stint with OCAC, who was here for 13 years, and then it's been privately owned ever since. Well, there's been a lot of people that have come through here over the years, and so we don't have documentation of everybody, but we do know that over 100 people died here. And that was just during the first time period when this was owned by the Knights of Pythias. We do not actually have the records when the military was here, so there could be more that we don't know about. I mean, this was a military hospital, and it was big. It was O'Reilly General Hospital, and the castle was just a part of it. But some of the prisoners probably got sent here because they needed some medical treatment. The first batch was 14 hostile Germans. They did not stay in this building proper. They stayed in a building behind her that was originally part of this property. And then they got a batch of Italians that they put in the basement. They were much nicer. I do think that buildings do sort of pick their owners because, you know, when I walked through with the realtor, they were rolling their eyes like he was walking the 100th person through the building who was going to say no. And so he was just like, and then after 20 minutes, I said, I'll take it. And I think he was like, what? And then I found out that every single person before me had had some experience and literally ran out of here and like, I'm not going to come back. And so, but if you're going to save the building and protect it, they like you, and that's what we planned on doing. So they probably said yes to us. If you were going to tear it down, they weren't so friendly.
Can you touch that ball again? Did you like it? Thank you. That's awesome. It's kind of a neat toy. There's one down here too. You want to play with that one?
But yeah, we've had some weddings that have some sensitive children, you know, who have, you know, seen some spirits. Like a woman in white in the bathroom is kind of common. And so she saw a little girl, you know, and was telling her parents about this little kid that she was seeing. So yes, some of our guests will see some spirits as well. We do have a little bit of an issue with some of the workers having some experiences and then kind of going, yeah, I'm out. Yeah, did you just do that? There was a noise over there, and we say no, and they're like, okay, that's good. Sorry. Yeah, so some people can handle the spirit, some people can't.
I've got this little device. It won't hurt you, it won't harm you. It just lets me kind of see you. So, thank you. Cutting the ball off.
Again, yeah, it's been going on. We've had experiences in all the locations, you know, so we have little kids up in the boys' dormitory. We've had, you know, experiences in the, you know, the party rooms because that's where a lot of emotions take place. Then, of course, there's the basement, you know. Yeah, I would like to think there's one hot spot, but I can't. Well, oddly enough, some of the stuff that happens to us happened to a lot of people in the OCAC era. So we're not the first people to experience something. And I think one of the weirdest things lately is somebody just had an experience last weekend. That was my very first experience here, which is how I found out it was haunted. And it was basically right here where we're standing right now. I heard a female's voice just go, hello. Now, it wasn't scary, but at the time, I was the only one here. And what I did, which is really funny, is the same thing they did. They ran around the building looking for whoever was talking to them, and they didn't find them either. And after that, it went into bumping into masses, seeing other spirits and stuff. So it kind of crescendoed from that point. And then shortly after one of the visits, or one of those experiences, somebody knocked on the door and said, you guys work in here now? We said, yes. They said, we worked there for 13 years with OCAC. Have you met the ghost? So they proceeded to tell us their experiences, which at that point, we started feeling all the same things that they did. Because of the different time periods that we've had experiences, what we think from different folks from different time periods, where we almost joke about it. It's like that TV show from the word ghost now. There's one guy we think lingers who's from the Founders. We call him Colonel because he has this little beard and makes him look like Colonel Sanders, but he's technically a pretty cool guy. As long as you're nice to the building and taking care of it, they're totally cool with you. Then, of course, the military folks had some of that. They've had military here and prisoners of war here. So we try and have somebody spend the night every night, for security purposes. So, I mean, one night I was woken up by gunshots, very distinct. And when I opened my eyes, there was a dark figure standing over the bed in army fatigues just staring me down. I don't know what you people would do, but I just told the guy, oh no, not tonight. I am too tired for this. You gotta just buzz off. And apparently if you stand up to them, they kind of don't bug you after that. And then of course some of the later time periods, we kind of blend together. We don't know who some of the women are that are saying hello to us, which time period they come from. We don't know yet. Yeah, there's two main floors. The main floor, is a lobby and the ballroom. And then that's where most wedding receptions, proms, meal events would take place, historically in time and today. Upstairs in the second floor is where they have a theater, and that's where a lot of people would have slept in the time period. And then, of course, there's a full basement, which is the same size as the upper two levels. And it's a full-size basement. We're replete with a tunnel and a dungeon and cells.
You kind of neglected that part. So you're going to have to explain. I'm sorry, did you say a dungeon, tunnel, and cells?
Yes. Originally there was two buildings on this property, and they connected them with a tunnel. And then, of course, there under the front porch is the dungeons. And then, of course, they had to house those Italians in the basement, so they put some cells in there.
Good job. I'm trying to get my camera off. Awesome. That's a good job.
Pretty sure they're not interfering with each other.
I'm sure. Proximity meter off. So yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, I'll just make sure.
Okay, straight ahead, please. Stop. Good job. Stop. Perfect. Thank you. My name is Kim, and I mean you no harm. I'd like to become your friend. I am here today to try and have a conversation with you. We can use these rods in my hand, or we can use that stuff in that chair, and this way we can communicate. I will ask you simple questions, and for a yes, if you can make the rods cross each other, make them cross for me. Very good. Very good. Cross. Thank you. Now, after you make them cross, I'm going to say straight ahead. When I say straight ahead, that means I want you to go back out straight. There you go. Perfect. That is a neutral position. So when I say straight ahead after a question, that means I'm getting ready to ask you another question. For no, you spread them apart, have them point in opposite directions. Can you do that for me? Opposite directions. Opposite directions. Thank you very much. Okay, straight ahead. Go back to neutral for me, straight ahead. Straight ahead. Doing great. One more, get it straight. Perfect, good job. Do you live here? Are you held captive here? Are you with the military? Yeah, I felt like a zing come up out of that one. That's the only thing I felt during this whole process.
It's not very responsive.
Nope. Thank you.
So like you said, yeah, they were high-ranking prisoners of war. They let him have paint.
Thank you. Are you curious about that? I brought a puppy to see you.
Well, I think right now this is the first time in its history that it's been open to the public. I mean, this castle's been here for 108 years, but only open for people to visit within the last 15, so to speak. So now we try and do open to the public things, they have daytime history tours, nighttime ghost tours, escape rooms, and then there's private functions, like weddings.
All right. So, Shadow Man, if you're here with us, we brought you some gadgets. See if you can set them off for me. Can you go over there and pet that puppy for me? Sis, I'll let you get up here with the SLS. No, I'll get underneath here so you can get past me.
You're fine.
That way we can see. Is it going off?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. Thank you very much. Wow.
Oh, come on by.
No, I'm fine. Get off from under there.
So that will work up there.
Thank you. Good job. So, yet again, here doing our investigation, had a couple of interesting things. Our motion sensors kept going off. Our activity balls kept going off. Very interesting. Going to review, see what else we can come up with. But we've used the REM pod today. We used the trigger object, which is the puppy with a proximity meter on it. We did a surveillance camera in the boys' dorm. We'll share with you when we get that looked at. And we just had some pretty good responses.
Well, for the most part, they're fairly nice to me because we've saved their building from demolition. But they still scare me even today. I mean, if something happens and I can't explain it, I mean, it's spooky. Yeah. But I accept it.